So as part of marking LGBT History Month, we've been thinking about people who are influential or have meant something to us as individuals, and to remember the contributions that they've made. I've cheated, I've got two, a past and a present in many respects. So the one from the past is a name that many people will know, which is Alan Turing. Alan was, or is, recognised as the godfather of artificial intelligence and computer science, two technologies that are incredibly important to everything that we do across the health service and in our personal lives in the current time. He was also credited with helping break the code during World War II. Loads of people have tried to estimate the contribution that was made to shortening the war as a consequence of that. And it's really difficult to know, but the upper estimates are in the regions of shortening the war by around 2 years and saving 14 million lives. Despite that, Alan was persecuted for the person that he was, and some years later was convicted of a felony because of the fact he was a gay man. He went on to take a probation rather than go to prison in return for accepting chemical castration. And a few years later, Alan died from cyanide poisoning. It's quite incredible that someone's contributions could be erased in that way. And after he was convicted, he was not able to work at GCHQ anymore, despite what he'd achieved during the war effort. His security clearance was removed, and he was no longer able to be part of the service that he had been so effective in during the war. Many, many years later, there was a petition to try and overturn his conviction, which started in 2009, which is not so long ago. On Christmas Eve in 2013, the Queen signed a pardon for Alan. And then, as many of you will know, in 2016, Alan Turing's law was passed, which quashed all of the convictions for other men during that time. As I've said, I think it's really important that people are able to bring their full selves to work and not to be treated differently for who they are. And Alan is a stark reminder of the injustices that were faced. Somebody in the more present who I think has made an incredible contribution to the change in the NHS in terms of how we as organisations, as part of the NHS and the NHS corporately approaches inclusion, is a paediatrician from London called Mike Farker. Mike is the person who pioneered the Rainbow Badge Scheme, which is a sign of being open and inclusive as a person, as a professional, and as an organisation. And it's one of the many things that has changed over the years that would make me feel safer being the person that I am at work and feeling safe if I ever needed to use healthcare services. So it's a great opportunity just to take a moment to celebrate the progress that's been made, to remind ourselves of where we came from, but also to challenge ourselves to say some of those injustices still are true, still experienced by people in society and still experienced by colleagues in the NHS. And so we should redouble all of our personal efforts to make sure that our practices and the way that we work and the way that we treat people is open and inclusive and welcoming to everybody.